Well, good morning, or afternoon, or evening, and that. Welcome to episode 60 of Walkin and Talkin Tuesday. Except I'm not walking right now, because, quite frankly, I went for a walk today and forgot to take my selfie stick and my little boom microphone, and I completely forgot to make a video. So I apologize for the lateness of this video drop that, quite frankly, I know from the number of people who actually watch, the numbers I'm getting on these walking and talking videos, nobody's really watching, but I don't care. I'll do it anyway. So my last video was about, the Gators and their bowl berth, which they got the Vegas Bowl, which I mistakenly said was being played at 7:30 in the evening on December 17th. It's actually 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, or 11:30 a.m. in Vegas time. My bad. Sorry. And at the end of the video, I said, I don't really have any ideas for other videos. And one of the people who watched the video, another fellow watch enthusiast, goes by the name of WatchSixTo, shout out to him, came up with a few suggestions, and one of them was really interesting to me. So I thought I'd tackle that one. No pun intended. What would it take for the National Felons League to get me back as a viewer? Now, obviously, I'm not deluded enough in my ego to think that the No Fun League, National Felons League, National Fuck Up League is sitting there wondering, gee, how do we get old Celine Driver to come back and start viewing the product again? Something I haven't done for about 8 years now. But it was an interesting question. I put some thought into it. A few things could be changed that would get me back. And I know literally all of them will never happen. But I'll go over them anyway. First things first. Roger Goodell, the fool that he is, needs to resign or be fired. Get rid of him. He's a dictatorial, yet ineffective piece of crap. We need a commissioner in there that is fan-friendly and game-friendly. Not some woke slob who's looking to score brownie points with the far-left loons that hate you and the game anyway, and would just as soon as see the entire industry of football, from pee-wee all the way through high school and college and semi-pro and pro, go away forever. The toxic masculinity and manliness, or former manliness, that football represents is anathema to the beta males and the feminazis out there who hate football and hate any kind of display of masculinity in any form. And football is probably the most extreme of the examples. So Goodell needs to go, and there needs to be a commissioner in there who's got the frasos, the balls, to say to the woke, fuck you, we're going to play football, and we're going to go back to the way it was before the Oprahization of the game occurred. And on that line, another thing that would have to change to get me back as a viewer is allow hitting again. I cannot tell you the number of videos I've seen, video clips, highlight reels, what have you, of hits between players that a few years ago were not only perfectly legal but encouraged and celebrated. Now it's like somebody hits a little too hard or is a little too aggressive. And all of a sudden, not only did the players on the screen go like this all the time. This has become the new hand motion among players. This and this. You know, everyone's looking for a flag after every single hit. And the commentators, the ineffectual, effeminate slobs that they are, and Chris Collinsworth, I'll call you out personally and specifically, you're one of the most effeminate of the commentators, whining and screaming and rendering their drawers and getting their panties in a wad over a game that revolves around men hitting each other. You don't want to see men hit each other? Go watch tennis. Go watch golf. Go watch badminton. Go watch track and field. Go watch men's gymnastics or figure skating. That's more along Chris Collinsworth's speed anyway, is figure skating. And yes, I know Chris Collinsworth is a former Florida Gator. I curse the fact that he ever played for my team. Fuck you. Allow hitting to come back into the game. Stop calling targeting on every other play, for Christ's sake. And just because a lineman just happens to be rushing the quarterback and hits him and lands on top of him doesn't mean it's a 15-yard penalty and altering the game and kicking the lineman out of the game. Forward momentum will cause people to move forward and not be able to stop instantaneously and might land on somebody. That's why they have all the padding, for fuck's sake. Another thing that might help, and will never happen, is figure the hell out what a catch is and be consistent about it. And enough with this control the catch all the way through the end of the catch and through the whistle until the echo of the whistle echoes off the Grand Canyon 10,000 miles away. Nonsense. He catches the ball, he lands, he's down by contact or he's out of bounds, the play's over. So what if the ball pops out after he's down by contact? By definition, he's down by contact, or he's crossed the plane of the end zone. I thought after you cross the plane of the end zone, the play's over. It's a touchdown. That's the way it used to be. Now we have to have endless replays to figure out if a guy caught a ball or not. It takes 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 10 minutes to figure out if somebody caught a ball. It kills the momentum of the game. It slows everything down. And it encourages, another thing that really bothers me is the endless commercials. I've literally seen 5 minutes worth of commercials, come back, play 1 or 2 plays, and back to commercial again. Enough already. It's no longer football being interrupted by a couple of minutes of commercials. It's commercials interrupted by a couple of minutes of football. If you even can call it football. It's maddening and it needs to be changed back. Goodall and company, you are not making the game better with all this. You're making it worse. And finally, and most importantly, enough with the kneeling nonsense. I don't even know if they kneel anymore. I don't even watch the product anymore. The national anthem is there to honor the country and the men and women in the military and in the police and in the fire and all those people that keep us safe domestically and internationally, so that a bunch of grown men with almost no education can run around and play a kid's game, and then when the game is over, they can go procreate and make babies, which is all they seem to be good for anyway. You need to show respect for the country that gave you the opportunity to be an uneducated jock and making millions and millions of dollars that, hell, half of them will spend away anyway and spend their golden years, probably broke and beat up and destitute because they didn't have the education and brains to invest their money and put some of it away. Instead, spending it, making it rain at the strip club and buying luxury cars for everyone that crossed their paths, or paying child support for every woman they impregnated. Learn to respect the country and the people that make it possible for you to have your decadent lifestyles. None of it will happen. I'm not deluded enough to think that anything will change, because it never seems that we go backwards to a time when it was better or more fun to watch or more enjoyable. We just keep seeming to lurch forward, plodding towards some kind of inevitable end, which is probably going to see the banning of this game in my lifetime as being too violent, too much male testosterone being exuded for its own good. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe football will continue for another 200 years. I don't know. And neither do you. All I do know is that those are some of the things, well, most of the things that I thought of. I'm sure I could think of a couple more if I really applied myself, but I really don't want to waste any more time than that. Those were the big things. Fire Goodall. Define what a catch is and stick to it. Let's limit the replay stuff. Limit the commercials. Get back to commentators that know what the hell the game is all about. And show some fundamental respect for your country and the people that make it possible for you to do what you do. Players, coaches, owners. Clean up your act. Until then, I won't bother with the game. I have better things to do on a Sunday afternoon than watch a bunch of disrespectful divas run around a field all day going like this, looking for a flag because somebody touched them a little bit too much or hit them a little bit too hard and caused a little bruise on their body. I got better things to do. But even if some of those things came true, I might consider coming back to the game. But I know it'll never happen. So I don't miss pro football. I'll stick with the college product. It's a hell of a lot more fun anyway. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I'm sure I'll get trolled mercilessly in the comments, but go ahead. Comment section is open. Troll the hell out of me if you want to. Or try. You know, you can try. But that's the way I see it. Next week, I'm sure I'll actually do some walking and talking if I can remember to carry the selfie stick and the boom mic with me. Anyway, this is your boy, Celine Driver. That's me. I'm out.